Based on the evidence, in regards to the Buffalo shooting and many other similar acts of white supremacy terrorism, my question is, what will motivate black people to get serious about solving this problem and producing a system of justice?
To make replacing the system of white supremacy with justice the reason for living. Make that the assignment. That's what I'm trying to get people to do. That's the assignment. That's the reason for being here on the planet. And what do I base it on? Logic. Why? Because it's the most evil system of government on the planet. And there's no government more powerful than the system of white supremacy. So replacing it with something else, what would be that something else? With justice, which means guaranteeing that no person is mistreated and guaranteeing that the person that needs help the most gets the most constructive help. In every situation, on a job, you just to apply it to. See, everything's got to be applied, and I'm just giving this as a worn-out illustration that I give mostly. Say on a job, everybody should start off on that job saying, "Now, there's one thing we want to get straight, and we'll get it straight by doing what? Asking a question." 2 questions, and that'll do it. To start off the morning, is there anybody on this job who's being mistreated? Anybody? Anybody who's in here? We're all in here together. We're fixing to start to work. Is there anybody who is being mistreated? If so, hold up your hand. And the next question is there anybody who needs help that we can help them with on this job, and they're not getting that help? Hold up your hand. And the person that needs help the most, that's who we're going to start with. And we're going to see to it that whomever's being mistreated, we're going to investigate and find out what the mistreatment is and eliminate that mistreatment. Don't necessarily eliminate the person, fire the person. We're not trying to get people fired, whether they're white or non-white. That's another thing. White people shouldn't be trying to get black people fired. Black people shouldn't be trying to get white people fired. Even when they make mistakes, they can get them fired. But a mistake is a mistake. So we try to help you so that you don't make that mistake again. That's all. And that's an illustration of how the whole world should be 24/7. Is there anybody being mistreated? Let's get that straight right now, because nobody is supposed to be mistreated. I don't care what the circumstances are. We can get to this right quick, right now, before we start the morning. Because if anybody's being mistreated, it's going to mess up a whole bunch of stuff all day long. Because that mistreated person may make problems for somebody else, who in turn is going to make problems for somebody else, and mistreatment as a way of spreading. So we're going to see to it, ain't nobody going to be mistreated here. Not in this place. Not for 1 minute. No mistreatment of any kind. No day that you pick out. And the person that needs help the most is going to get the most help, the most constructive help. And then we're going to start with that person that needs help the most. And if a second person that needs help, that's the second person that needs help. But we're going to start with the person that needs the most help. That's how that's got to work. Can't help everybody at once. Just like when you go to a fire, the person who is staggering around outside, say there's been a car wreck, and there were 2 people in the car, and one of the people is kind of staggering around. When you arrive to rescue people, they see one person, it was just 2 people, one person is outside of the car, and just kind of staggering around, dazed. But they're not bleeding, no bones broken, anything like that. They're just kind of in a daze from the wreck. The other person is in the car, and the car is on fire. What person do you go to first? You go to both people. Both of them need help. But you go to the person that needs help the most. Philosophy should spread all over the world as of this moment while I'm talking. Go to the person that needs help the most. Get that person out of that burning car. Getting burned alive ain't no joke. It ain't no fun connected with that at all, particularly for the person who can't get out of the car and the flames are now got your foot and spreading to the rest of your body. Your clothes on fire. You want help, and you want a whole bunch of it right now. Now, the other person walking around in a daze, holding their head because they're shook up, you get to that person second. That person needs help too. But that's the second person. Now, if that philosophy is carried all over the world as of this moment, everything falls into place. Just the philosophy I'm giving about the car wreck and the one that I just gave, the illustration, about the job. Actually, it would be a wonderful thing if every job started that way every morning. The supervisor said, okay, we're all here now. Now, is anybody being mistreated? Was anybody mistreated yesterday or the day before or any time this week? All right. Because we're going to see that mistreatment stops. And is anybody here that needs help and they're not getting it? Either off the job or on the job, because whatever you're doing off the job that you got a problem with might affect you on the job. So it's all connected. So without being too personal and giving away too much of your personal information, you can just let us know that you might be having problems getting to work on a transportation. And we might can figure out right here at this facility how to do something about it. Oh, you catching the train number 7. Why not try train number 4? I didn't know about train number 4. Yeah, on that route that you're talking about, yeah, you can save at least 45 minutes, or an hour and a half, or whatever it takes. Oh yeah, you'd be here before anybody else if you take number 4. See, I've been taking number 7. That's all I knew, and I've heard of incidents like that, where a person was about to lose their job because they're always late, and it was because of they didn't have enough information about how to get to work. But somebody knew about the information. Yes, that's why I'm never late. I'm always here an hour before time, all right, because I take number 4. I come the same way that you do, from the same distance. So I take number 4. That's the train that I take, or the bus, or whatever it is. So I hope that people get, that's the flavor of the entire code. The way, that's the laser, that's the whole ballpark that black people should be in. That's what code is all about.